So I thought that Wesh's video lecture was actually really interesting. I liked how he started off with talking about how like YouTube was created, and for me it's like crazy to think like a time that when YouTube wasn't created, just because it's always been around. It's just so prevalent in today's society. And then I also liked how he talked about how like now all these websites are interconnected and they're connected by links, and with that he was able to become the #1 most viewed video compared to all these Super Bowl videos that were coming out. I also liked how he talked about, or his definition on media, and that it was mediating human relationships, and normally how we think of media as connection and communication, but really it is just humans expressing their ideas and thoughts and putting them all together. And then I also liked how to really understand the YouTube community, he put his students in the YouTube community and had them experience it by making videos for his classroom. And I thought that was a really good way, because the only way you really understand something is if you've been through it. And then I also liked how he talked about, or like explained why YouTube was such a big thing. And he talked about how like when people are making videos, they're getting feedback afterwards. I mean, they know that people are going to watch it, but they aren't getting feedback until afterwards, so they're able to actually express themselves freely because they're not getting that instant feedback. So I thought that was cool, and it really makes sense. And then as a future teacher, my students are going to be more inclined to use social networking in the classroom probably, so I'm going to have to implement that more. And I also liked how, going back to his video, how my students are going to be able to express themselves more freely, so maybe actually using YouTube, and maybe they'll feel more comfortable, and that maybe advance them into learning faster. And then my podcast I watched was over a TED Talks video, and it was over how teachers get feedback. So like normally teachers, they just send their student on to the next grade level, and they don't really know how they did. I mean, like to an extent they do, but they suggested that teachers make videos of their lecture, and then the ones that they choose to be viewed, they can put basically like on a YouTube site or like a community of just teachers, and then they can get that feedback from their teachers. I thought that was a really cool idea. Definitely something I would consider using as a future teacher. It would allow me to like actually advance faster, and I'd be able to watch myself and see how I did. And social media in schools, yeah, I get that social media is more prevalent: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. But I think that as of right now, we can be doing without and still be educating them. Yes, to an extent, they should be using it, especially because it's so prevalent now and it's so widely used. So making sure that they're advanced enough to move on to the next level. So yes and no. And then my iCloud bookmarking tool that I used was Reddit. I just saved some sites, and I thought it was really cool how you were able to save it over the internet. So now it's just over the internet. You don't have to be on a certain device that you're using, and it's just there forever. So yeah.